Aloha and welcome back to my channel, Astrology Dome. My name is Galit and I'm a Western astrologer. And today I want to talk to you about the end of March and the beginning of April 2024, a pivotal moment in time as you all can feel it. We are in eclipse season, many planets are changing signs, and we're going into the big conjunction of the year, Jupiter conjunct Uranus at 21 degrees of Taurus by April 20th. That's a big one. So what's going on? I want to give you an update on the energies and why you're feeling the way you're feeling. And you're probably feeling this just as I am feeling it. I just want you to know that being an astrologer means that I do see the stars, I do see the planets, I do see what's happening. It doesn't mean that I'm saved from experiencing any emotions or challenges in my life. We all experience intense times during eclipse times because eclipses do bring us a portal of opportunity for making important decisions in our life. This is where our soul is giving us that aha moment to see where we are, see some patterns showing up, and create opportunities to either shift or enhance or grow or do some sort of a deep dive or change path. It's a moment of creating decisions, and it's a moment of deep realizations whenever eclipses are present. Those are kind of karmic moments in time when our evolution is accelerated or shifted. So, of course, the path that the eclipse will take, and we have lunar eclipse, which means the sun and the moon are like a full moon in opposition. And we have solar eclipse, which means that the sun and the moon are meeting like a new moon. But those are new moon and full moons on steroids. They just create more of a vibrational field to help us shift in a more accelerated and intense, pronounced way. So this tandem of eclipses in Libra and Aries, that's the tandem we're talking about, are all about relationship, the Libra South Node eclipse, and the true identity, the authenticity, the part of us that wants to come and say, this is who I am, and I would like you to accept me as I am, say my truths, walk my talk. That's what it is. So how do we do this? Walking our talk, saying our truth, being our individual self, and collaborating in harmony in relationship. That is the premise of those eclipses. And the first eclipses in that couple, Libra and Aries, have happened in October 2023. You've probably remember, if you had some major things showing up in October, then they're going to replay or play out in continuation to what have happened to you in October 2023. There will be a relationship because eclipses are happening in a series of 6 eclipses usually. So they would take a span of 1.5 to 2 years that they would happen in the same set of signs. And so this is a process. This is not a one-shot thing that we're feeling something, we're shifting, and it's done. No, this is a big process of 1.5 to 2 years. And the last time the eclipses happened in Aries and Libra were between 2013 and 2016 and 2004 to 2006. So if you can relate to those times in your life and see what have happened for you then, if this was a major time in your life, if you have any planets in Libra or Aries or other cardinal signs that are happening within the orb of those eclipses, degrees. So for instance, the March 25th eclipse is happening at 5 degrees Libra. So any 5 degrees or around 3 or 4 degrees away from that degree in your chart in cardinal sign, you'll be affected more. Or if you have your MC or IC or descendant or ascendant, those are the major angles in the chart. If you have them in those kind of degrees in cardinal signs, you will also be affected more. So what does it mean to have a relationship South Node eclipse? Because the eclipse in Libra is more of a nature of a letting go eclipse because the South Node, the transiting South Node is currently traveling in Libra. And what does it mean to have an eclipse in the North Node eclipse? That is the North Node that is traveling currently in Aries. It means that we are all looking at our relationships in a different lens, from a different perspective. We understand that we're not alone, that if we want peace and we want harmony and we want collaboration and we want love, we need to collaborate. We need to come to terms that other people have needs and they may be different than our needs. And how do we do the dance of having my needs met? The North Node in Aries, the solar eclipse in Aries. I want to say my truth. I want to have my needs met, and having other people's needs met. This is a delicate dance, isn't it? Because it's not always that their need and my need are in integration or are even compatible. Sometimes there is a friction, there is an opposition of needs. And I think the best clue is Mercury. Mercury is going to go retrograde just after the eclipse in Libra. The eclipse in Libra will happen on March 25th, and Mercury is going retrograde on April 1st in Aries. And so Mercury in Aries is all about bringing your truth, speaking your truth, very much alike the North Node eclipse that we're going to have in April. But it's also about ideas. It's also about giving birth to something that is new. It's not known yet, but something is new, and we're all feeling it. We're feeling like we have closed a chapter and we're opening a whole new chapter that we're not sure how this baby is going to look like. What is it going to be like? We're feeling it's coming, we're feeling the birth, but we're not sure. But Mercury is also about communication. And in a fire sign, Mercury can be pretty much aggressive, right? The negative part of Aries, or can be too blunt, or can be too rush, or can be self-centered, all the negative parts of Aries. And it is actually asking us to look at those negative traits of Mercury in Aries in our chart. Where is it going retrograde in your chart? And how are you communicating in your relationships? Because this is a key. The way we show up and we communicate in our relationship would make a big difference, isn't it? The way we listen, if we listen, Mercury can be very rushed in Aries, may not want to listen to the other side, Libra, right? It may want to have its own needs met first and only then allow some space to listen. Is it something that you can see in your relationship happening to you? Or maybe this is your partner and you're not being heard. What is it about your communication style and your partner's communication style that needs to be looked at? Because eclipses bring us an opportunity. That is the portal. That is the vibrational container that is being presented to us so we can do some work in this container. The thing is, with being in between eclipses, it's not comfortable. There is a very intense energy. And what happens is that old patterns are being repeated. So we can pay attention to them. That's why. If we're not going to pay attention, we're not going to be able to see what needs to be brought into more balance and more harmony. That's what it is. But it's so uncomfortable when those parts of ourselves and those parts of others that are more crude, less refined, less maybe younger, maybe very hurt, maybe revengeful even, are showing up, and we have to deal with it, whether it is within ourselves or with others. This is friction, and we don't like friction. And so when we see that, we got to use the power of pause. Just pause. It's a powerful technique. It's a skill to be learned, to pause. Instead of just jumping into our go-to reaction mechanism, if we pause for a moment and we ask ourselves, what's going on? What's going on? Why am I seeing this pattern again? And then we realize, oh, I'm seeing it because I need to see it in order to shift something. So what is it that I see that needs to be shifted? How can I create a different response to what's coming? How can I be more patient, which is not a Mercurial in Aries trait, right? Patience is not there. There is a rushness with that Mercury retrograde in Aries. So how can I use that retrograde time and revise and reevaluate and revisit that old pattern of myself to react? It's a very reactive Mercury in Aries. How can I revise that and react in a different way from some place that is more true, but more in alignment with harmony and peace. That's the South Node in Libra that I would like to bring to myself and to my relationship, because we all want to feel more peaceful, more in alignment with ourselves, more relaxed. We don't want to be agitated. We don't want to be reactive. We want to flow. And it's interesting that I'm recording this video on the day that Mars is entering Pisces. And Mars in Pisces can help us tap into that compassionate part of ourselves, tapping into that unconditional love that we have for humans, for our species, for this planet, for everything there is in the universe. Mars in Pisces can bring us back to our spiritual nature. And we have four bodies. We have the spiritual body, we have the emotional body, the mental body, and the physical body. They all have to be aligned for us to really feel that we own our wisdom and that we own our truth, and we can show up there and out there and do the best we can to live a good life and actualize the potential that we came with. That's what our soul wants us to do in this lifetime. So how can we do it? How can we upgrade to the next level of ourselves? So let's look at some important dates that are going to show up. First, we have the lunar eclipse on March 25th at 5 degrees Libra. Pay attention. That will bring those patterns that you want to change, that you need to see in order to shift. Then we have Mercury retrograde at 27 degrees Aries on April 1st. Look it up in your chart. Is it creating any transits to your natal planets? That's important. And where is it? Which house in your chart is being affected by this? What do you have to shift there? Pay attention. Then we have a last quarter moon at 12 degrees Capricorn on April 2nd. And then Venus goes into Aries on April 5th. Venus is feisty in Aries. She's not that comfortable in Aries because she wants to be loved in a soft way, not such in a rushed and in a self-centered way. So Venus in Aries will help us see, what do we value? What do we value about Aries? What do you value about Aries? It's the place in our chart where we take charge, where we are holding the reins and driving our chariot. And that's where we want to be. But not forget that Venus is the ruler of Libra, the ruler of the collaborative part of ourselves. So where is this in your chart again? And where is your Venus? That would show you what kind of a style you are acting and connecting from. And that would show you what's important for you. What do you value in life right now? And what is it that's worth your time and effort? How do you want to be loved? And how do you want to love others? Pay attention, because that Venus in Aries will bring you some new ideas. A fresh new baby is being born, remember? So that is also about yourself and your values and how you want to see your relationship evolving. Then we have on the 5th, the Sun conjunct the North Node at 15 Aries. Again, that Aries part, and the Sun conjuncting the North Node, saying, hey, you as a collective are going there, but you as a personal individual is also going there. Where is 15 Aries in your chart? Again, that loaded house of Aries is being very impacted for you to resolve something and to shift into your new direction. The North Node and the Sun, they're showing you the purpose, the new direction. And again, that newness, the newness of Aries. We are not sure of the new direction, but we feel it. We already feel that it's coming. Then on April 8th, we have, of course, the new moon solar eclipse at 19 degrees Aries. And that eclipse is very much together with the North Node in Aries. Again, that Aries strength showing up, saying, what's the new direction? Where are we going? Let's go. It's an energizing eclipse. It's a solar eclipse, very, very strong. And Chiron is also there. Chiron is the wounded healer, saying, you got to heal the wound of identity. Who are you now? What do you want? Where are you going? What is this path? You have all this excitement and new energy that wants to just charge forward and create that new path. But what is it about? Is it really important, that Venus in Aries? Is it really important? What do you value about it? Why do you want to take that path forward? Good questions to ask when we ask good questions. We get really good answers. So get in the habit of doing that. And then after that, we have on the 8th, the Sun conjunct Chiron as well, which is together with the solar eclipse, Chiron is there. And that is us as a collective understanding that we have to let go of some old ways that we were doing things. And a chapter of life, a whole period of life has ended. And a whole new one is starting. And we're healing as a collective. We're healing what we allow ourselves to have in our life and what's not. What is intentional in our life and what's not. What is in alignment with our truth and what's not. And that's an important point to be in, right? To realize that it's a deep realization. And how do we continue from here? Are we going to choose that path or that path? Because they're going to lead us to different destinations. So what is it for you? And then on April 11th, the Sun is conjuncting Mercury at 22 degrees Aries, right? Mercury went retrograde. Now it's meeting the Sun, bringing a message of change to the Sun. And the Sun is saying, well, I need to consider that as well. I have this energetic need to move forward, and I feel that I'm called to do something. And here is Mercury bringing the message. So I think that by the 11th of April, we're all going to find some solutions and some coherent understanding, some clarity about what that path would look like. So you see, those 2 weeks, 3 weeks are very important right now. And I wanted to deliver this update so you feel more grounded a little bit with all that strong chaotic energy and maybe intense energy, because a lot of old stuff is coming up to be resolved. So don't feel that this is going to continue forever and you're going to stay in this unclear place forever. No, you're not. It's just those 2-3 weeks of figuring out what's going on. And as you move along the process, it will get more clear, because you're going to get more clear with yourself and more real with yourself. So the real work is between you and you, figuring out what's coming up, naming it, getting clear about those emotions. Because when the emotional body is flooded with emotions, it's really hard to think clear. But naming and giving clarity to emotions and saying, well, I am feeling that, and then tracing it back to why you're feeling that and how you can resolve it. Remember, resolving emotional issues is learning skills of clarity, understanding, and finding the root cause and resolving the root cause. Yes, it's sometimes not comfortable, sometimes very painful, but necessary. Because as long as we keep carrying that burden, we're not free. And we definitely are heading to more freedom with that eclipse in Aries and that Mercury in Aries and Venus in Aries and Chiron in Aries. We're definitely redefining who we are right now. So I don't know if to use the word happy eclipse season, because I'm not sure this is happy, but it's definitely a deep eclipse season that we all need to see ourselves in the light of what do we want and how to create harmony and how to create more integration within ourselves and within all our relationships. So may this be a very productive, deep, inspiring, and positive integration process and evolutionary development for you in this time, because there is no coincidence that you're here at this time. Your soul chose this timeline for you to be here, right now. So do the work, show up for yourself, and keep the faith that this is all going to play out with the best outcome in mind. Intention, your intention, makes a big difference. So be intentional in this time. Be present. Feel your heart. Allow yourself to be present. That is the key. I hope you enjoyed this video. Use some grounding techniques, and of course, take care of yourself. This is the most important thing. Take care of yourself and love yourself and be compassionate to yourself in this process. So that's it for now. I hope you liked this video. If yes, please leave me some comments and like it and share it with people that may benefit from hearing it. And as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.